I need the real sound with a lot of color to feed my soul. In my dreams with my girlfriend, I'm just a sweet Bengali tiger. I'm ready to find my way, to looking for my roots day by day. I'm ready to get lost, to fall down in the Ganges. I'm falling in love with you, my baby. I need the real sound with a lot of colors to feed my soul. In my dreams with my girlfriend, I'm just a sweet Bengali tiger. I'm ready to find my way, to looking for my roots day by day. I'm ready to get lost, to fall down in the Ganges. I'm falling in love with you, my baby.